Most people think discipline means working hard. It doesn't. Real discipline is when you wake up tired and still move, when your body feels heavy and you still get up, when your mind whispers, "Rest today," and you ignore it. That level of discipline scares people, not because it is extreme, but because it cannot be controlled. Most people live by feelings. When they feel good, they act. When they feel tired, they stop. When they feel fear, they avoid. When they feel lazy, they delay. But a disciplined person lives by decisions, and once decisions take control, feelings lose power. This is where discipline becomes dangerous. Most people don't notice this. They think discipline is about working more. They think it is about waking up early or going to the gym or studying longer. But the real truth is simple. Discipline is emotional disobedience. It is the moment you stop listening to comfort and start listening to your goals. Watch carefully what happens next. You set an alarm for early morning. The alarm rings. Your mind immediately says 5 more minutes. Your body feels warm under the blanket. Your eyes want to close again. This is the negotiation moment. Most people lose here. They start talking to themselves. They say today is fine, tomorrow will be better, rest is important. And slowly, discipline disappears. But a disciplined person does something different. They don't negotiate. They don't argue with their mind. They just stand up. No drama, no motivation, no speech, just action. This is the first level of scary discipline. Decisions become commands, not suggestions. When you reach this level, your mind stops arguing because it understands something important. You are no longer asking. You are obeying your own rules. This makes people uncomfortable. You start waking up early every day. You start working quietly. You start improving slowly. And suddenly people around you begin to react. Some laugh, some mock. Some say you are doing too much. It looks harmless, but there is a hidden reason behind it. Disciplined people create pressure without saying anything. Their consistency reminds others of their own lack of control. A friend sees you working daily and feels uncomfortable. A co-worker sees you improving and feels threatened. A lazy person sees your routine and feels exposed. So they try to pull you back. They say, relax. They say life is short. They say you are taking things too seriously. But what they really mean is simple. Stay like us. Because discipline forces people to face their own weakness, and most people don't want to face that. If you understand this, comment, "I control my actions." Because the moment you understand social pressure, discipline becomes easier. You stop expecting support. You stop waiting for approval. You stop explaining your routine. You just move. Now comes the deeper truth. Discipline is not about waking up early or working harder. It is about emotional control. Imagine someone insults you. They laugh at your progress. They question your effort. They try to provoke you. Most people react instantly. They argue, they defend, they explain, they get emotional. And the moment they react, they lose control, because reaction gives power to the other person. But a disciplined mind works differently. Someone insults you. You stay calm. You continue working. You say nothing and move forward. No anger. No explanation, no drama. This silence creates psychological pressure. The other person expected a reaction. They expected emotion. They expected emotion. They expected conflict. But they get nothing. And when there is no reaction, their control disappears. This is the hidden power of discipline. It protects your focus and your energy. You think silence is weakness, but manipulators fear it the most, because silence breaks their influence. When you stop reacting, they stop trying. When you stop explaining, they lose interest. When you stop caring about approval, their control ends. This is the second level of scary discipline. Emotional stability. Most people can work hard for a few days. Most people can stay motivated for a week. But very few people can stay calm under pressure. And that is what makes discipline rare. Now we move to the scariest level. Consistency without emotion. This is where discipline becomes silent power. A person wakes up every day and works. No announcements, no social media posts, no loud claims, just quiet progress. Weeks pass, months pass, and slowly results begin to show. People start noticing. They wonder how this happened. They wonder when this change started. They wonder how someone became so focused. but they never saw the process, because discipline was happening in silence. This creates psychological tension. When progress is loud, people compete with it. When progress is silent, people fear it. They cannot predict it. They cannot measure it. They cannot stop it. And that makes it powerful. Most people chase attention. Disciplined people chase improvement. Most people talk about plans. Disciplined people execute plans. Most people seek validation. Disciplined people seek progress. This is why silent discipline looks scary. It feels unstoppable. Now something interesting happens. Discipline starts changing identity. At first you force yourself to act. You push yourself to work. You try to stay consistent. It feels hard. It feels uncomfortable. But slowly, repetition builds habit. Habits build routine. Routine builds identity. And identity builds control. One day, you realize something strange. You no longer fight yourself. You no longer argue with your mind. You no longer wait for motivation. You just do what needs to be done. Work becomes normal. Focus becomes natural. Silence becomes comfortable. This is the transformation. You are no longer emotional and reactive. You become calm and strategic. You don't chase comfort. You choose discipline. You don't seek approval. You seek progress. You don't fear hard work. You accept it. And this is what makes discipline scary. Because now nothing can stop you. Not laziness, not fear, not pressure, not opinions. You move forward anyway. Most people think discipline is about strength, but the real truth is different. Discipline is about obedience to your own decisions. The moment you decide and act without hesitation, life starts changing. You stop wasting time. You stop delaying action. You stop negotiating with comfort. And slowly everything begins to move in your favor. Opportunities increase, confidence grows, respect appears. Not because you demand it, but because people see your consistency. They see your control. They see your calm focus. And they understand something without you saying a word. This person cannot be distracted. This person cannot be manipulated. This person cannot be stopped. That realization creates respect. If you are building a calm and disciplined mind, subscribe to Illu Codex, because this is not about motivation. This is about control. Now remember the main idea. Discipline is not working harder. Discipline is not suffering more. Discipline is not forcing yourself endlessly. Discipline is simple. You decide. You act. You repeat. No emotion. No negotiation, no excuses. The old mindset says wait until you feel ready. The stronger mindset says act, even when you don't feel ready. The old mindset follows comfort. The stronger mindset follows decisions. And the moment you stop negotiating with your feelings, your life becomes structured, focused, and powerful. Comment: discipline over feelings. Because the moment you stop reacting and start obeying your decisions, the game changes. The moment you move without excuses, distractions lose power. And the moment discipline becomes your identity, success stops being scary. You become the scariest level of discipline people have ever seen.